The first poem I'm going to read is called Hum. I wrote it when I used to work downtown in Chicago in a big skyscraper, fancy office job. And there was this one coworker that was an accountant. She would come in once a week, and the entire time she did her accounting, she would hum. And it really annoyed me, and so this poem is called Hum. Hum along, coworker, to the music on my PC, off-key, your mindless drone, a fly buzzing in my ear, but just discreetly, barely above the volume, whether it be high or low, as if I wouldn't know it's you. I have tried adjusting, yet your little moans rise and fall with it. Your voice box, I fear, has a mind of its own. And I try to pretend, hush little baby, ancient woman, grandmother croon, but no. The drone distinguishes not from classical to heavy metal or techno. I'm too nice to let you know there's an army at my ear fighting off each and My next poem is a love poem that I wrote for my husband. On his 35th birthday, I wrote him a book of 35 love poems, and this is one of them. It's called Creating Eden. In the garden, our walls melt. We dig deep in each other's soil. You root in me, I bloom. We are spiraling humid winds. I breathe you in, you exhale me. Our touch defines the soft faces of petals, my curve of wastelands, your smooth shoulder. We are the sun, always beyond the storm, the fire that welds by God's hand, two souls together into paradise. This next one is called Drunkenness, and I wrote it after my 21st birthday, where you can guess what happened. And yeah, it was a crazy night. I was studying abroad in Paris, and it was a big party, and there's some really crazy pictures from it that I apparently took. Anyway, this is the poem I wrote the next day. Drunkenness. Infernal sound of rushing pixels through which bulbous faces push like fat blood cells in collateral transit, waxing, looming up, then waning. Conversation is a vain correspondence. Speaking is a fast, blurred tunnel with flapping lips on either end. Phrases squirm out from the black depths and flap out singularly. Gradually, the sound pixels take over. The vein no longer connects. Suddenly, only the inner darkness as apprehension collects. This alienation, this big brain with pixels for friends. A ghost tuned inward. The next poem is called Grandmother. It was written after my grandmother had quadruple bypass surgery, and I visited her in the hospital and was just really, shaken up by her condition. She's doing great now. I mean, it's been a decade, and she's going strong. She's super active, and goes and meets her friends out for lunch, and takes the bus all over the city in Chicago, and so she's doing great. Grandmother. That we should come to this, bodies dependent on machines, designed by calculating minds, heart beating to electronic stimuli, mapped by 4 different graphs for noise, strength, beat, frequency, lungs pumped by air tubes taped into mouth and nose, hurtling down the throat. She gave birth to my mother, who gave birth to me, who watched her frail body last night. Hearing stable condition, I kissed her forehead and hummed her favorite Christmas tune 10 times. to the rhythm of the monitors, her heart. But in my mind of mortal fears, I forever see her numbly twitching, morphine encumbered. I see her hand rising to her sealed mouth, then falling back again, the tear wetting her closed, upturned eye. My own heart pounding in my chest, I see the tube-pierced carotid pulsing, the iodine and blood rivulets drying. The length of her pale legs, and where they cut the veins, 4 pieces for her heart, 4 arteries out. I see her waking sometime in the night, fists feebly beating against the walls of pain, consciousness a lonely muffled roar. That we should come to this, the survival of the beloved body, mechanized in the hands of clipboard-checking strangers.